What's up guys, my name is Ricardo Neiva, otherwise known as Cine Rick, and today I need your help. So please watch this video in its entirety to find out how you can help me get this passion project up and running and help me do some good in the world. 800,000 people kill themselves every year. That's one person committing suicide every 40 seconds, making suicide the second leading cause of death globally. Depression is also the leading cause for disability. I am planning to walk from Johannesburg to Durban. I'm trying to make a change and I'm trying to raise awareness for this issue. Thank you and I love you all. You never know what's behind the mask. Everyone puts layers up, everyone creates personalities. There's a church version of you, there's a home version of you, there's a school version of you, and everyone creates those masks so that they fit what society wants. And sometimes that mold is just harmful, it's toxic, it breaks people down. I remember being the youngest kid, the shortest kid, and everyone thinking I was happy. I was living my best life. I was going through everything fine and dandy. I never was the person you would think was struggling at night to sleep, having night terrors, thinking about how to end his life at 13. It all came down to me, and I always try to make sure other people are happy. And so when you put a mask of pretending to be happy so that other people can be happy, or as I like to call it, be the jester so that other people can laugh at you and use you as their form of coping, it eventually takes a toll on you. And eventually that took a toll on me. I remember distinctively before this project was launched, my roommate, he walked into my room and saw me lying on the floor crying, and he took my phone and phoned my mother. I was at a point of lowness where I didn't even get off the floor. And I think that is the moment that my life was saved. And it is the moment I realized that I couldn't keep going like this. And I realized that other people must be at a point so similar, even lower, because no one ever truly understands each other's pain. So the only thing I could do was, instead of being the way someone would cope and laugh at me to make themselves feel better, I could use the idea of trying to help people, to try and inspire them, to help them get hope, to help them believe in something that wasn't just darkness and negativity, but believe in positivity.
Having known him for 5 years and having recognized things before, yes, I would have known that there's some things going on, but he never expressed it and he always holds it back. So it was more something that if you didn't know somebody beforehand, that you can tell the hiding symptoms, I want to say, you would not have recognized it because he did suppress it and he didn't push it to the side as much as possible.
I chose this mask because I thought it would hide my weakness, but eventually the mask itself became my weakness, Nila. This quote is hauntingly beautiful because we often put masks to hide what we believe to be weakness or unwanted features. Yet, it's this exact belief which breeds insecurity and creates the belief that without this mask, we are weak. And by that nature becomes our true weakness.
So obviously you came up with the idea on the spot, right, of walking to Durban, and it was just something that hit you instantly. You went home and you recorded the video instantly. That's what you've told me, right? What was your thought process right after you recorded that video and you just realized that you released to the world that you're about to walk to Durban from Johannesburg?
Straight panic. I released this video. I had I like to call it the ingenious, not genius moment, where you have a brilliant idea but you have no idea how to execute it. So the only thing I could do was call the one person who had been suffering with my madness for the past year, and that was my post-production guru, Delano, and I said, we're walking to Durban. Obviously then I phoned Jason brought it on.
As soon as he approached me with it, I was like, well, yes, this is an awesome initiative, this is an awesome idea, and I absolutely thought he was a bit crazy, but I like crazy, so it was cool.
Take being called crazy as a compliment. It means you found the courage to be yourself when so many others have not. Brookhampton. Releasing this video and coming up with this idea to this day has been the best thing I have done, because I felt that besides the fact that I thought it would help so many, I broke through the stigma within myself and took back the power of not hiding the parts of me that I felt were negative and unwanted, and I began to love myself. through this crazy idea.
Before the walk was even finalized, before we got the sponsor, I was demotivated. I was broken. Anyone who was around me at that time could see I was lackluster in life. Everything, it felt like I was back at square one of my depression.
It was very, very demotivating and stressful because it was something that I personally almost committed my entire lockdown to. The training, the exercise, the mental challenge of getting to that place of starting the walk. And the first time I got to Johannesburg, I was so prepared. I was even telling Ricardo on the walk that I feel at that time, if we had to start then, I could probably run the entire walk. But when the walk did come in a month later, I was not as prepared, I was not as mentally prepared, I was not as physically prepared, so it was a little bit demotivating. And while I was there, I got back into the mind space, back ready to go, and then it almost fell through again, and it almost didn't happen again, and that was very deflating, and it almost felt like I'd wasted a whole lot of time.
When you're walking, you're gonna feel demotivated, you're gonna feel broken, and it was like a prep for that. It was like you're gonna go through an emotional, physical, spiritual, hard journey. The journey before is even gonna be just as hard to prep you.
Even if the walk had not happened, I had still worked on myself, so I'd still progressed and moved forward. And sometimes you need to accept that things aren't always gonna happen how you expect it to happen, or when you can expect it to happen, but everything that you did that led you to that point was for a reason. And everything that you do after that point will be for a reason.
Maybe we're not searching for the meaning of life, we're searching for the experience of feeling alive. Joseph Campbell. On this journey that we call life, we learn and experience so many things that allows us to feel alive. We experience lows and highs, each with its own specific purpose. The lows teach us the lessons that ensure we move forward, stronger, better, ready for the next challenge. And the highs, they're the rewards for conquering the challenges and pushing past the lows. Thus, we move through life repeating this dance of lows and highs. Because we remember that as much as the lows suck, the highs will be 3 times, hell, 4 times better than the lows. So go out there and chase what you want fearlessly and embrace failure and celebrate the successes.
Hi.
Hi.
How are you doing?
No.
It's day 1. We're starting. We just got dropped off, and we're about to head out to Heidelberg. Over
All the
there.
way down there.
Let's go.
Bye. Bye.
That's a cool Steve. All the other Steves we saw on this journey, be more like that Steve. You're a cool Steve. 037 Steve. That's Mark 37 Steve.
So we found this awesome little slipaway, and it leads to this amazing view.
It's so insane, so beautiful.
It's pretty as all
Especially
hell.
after a tough day today, like today, just like walking into something like this, like I'm actually like, can't stop taking photos.
It's stunning, it really is. This is why we kind of wanted to walk, because you drive, the trees are blocking you, you wouldn't have seen this little slipaway. And then we were able to see this.
Yeah, well, obviously the whole narrative, like you said, is the You Are Not Alone campaign and breaking the stigma, and the only way we can ensure that is by doing something that people are going to see and people are going to watch. And as soon as people are watching you and seeing you and you're telling them, listen, look, I'm doing this for you, that's already the sign of showing that you are not alone. So just by doing something for people, you're showing that they're not alone in it. So even though they might feel alone in that moment, if they see that there's any random person out there doing something for them, showing them you're not alone. So I think the narrative is very beautiful, and also the fact that we're trying to break the stigma of it's something that you need to hide, it's something that you need to push away, and it's something that you shouldn't talk about. We're trying to break that and tell people, talk about it, like let people know, because the more you can let people know and the more you can tell people about it, the more we can express and the more you'll realize that you are not alone. There are people out there who might be even going through the same things as you, and other people who can definitely help you through it. So I think it's a very, very beautiful narrative of the whole story.
Ricardo, how are you doing? Officially got someone joining us. This is Melos, everyone. He stopped on the side of the road because he saw us walking, and he saw us walking quite a few times. But yeah, he's decided to walk with us to get a ferry. Are you excited?
Let me join these guys. I think whatever they're doing is a great thing. And I was like, it's fine. So what? Let's do it.
I think it was a very, very, very big success. We got to meet some awesome people on the walk. We got to interact with awesome people over social media. And at the end of the day, that's what it was. It was about connecting with people. It was about connecting with different people who are suffering with different things, people that aren't going through things, people who need help to help people going through things. So I definitely think it was a big success in the interactions. It was a big success in the little bit of funds that we raised. We raised only a little bit of funds, but it's the funds that they never had before. So there's new funds, there's awesome interactions, there's awesome people, and I definitely think that we're telling a really good story. So I think it was a very, very, very big success.
When I completed the walk, it was sad. It was sad because the journey had come to an end, but it was also the happiest thing. It was blissful, and it was an amalgamation of so many emotions that I couldn't really figure out what it was. I got there, I was happy we completed it. I looked at Jason and he looked at me and we're like, oh, I'm not gonna walk anymore together. I was sad, but then we were talking to people and people were saying you did something incredible, and I was like, wow. So it was overwhelming.
The world was built to overwhelm and astonish. Mary Riffle. In life, we will be overwhelmed, and that can be scary, or it can be beautiful. We can be overwhelmed with work, causing us to be stressed, or we can be overwhelmed by the beauty of the world, and that can leave us speechless. Yet at the end of the day, we take these moments that the world gives us and we learn from them.
I've always surrounded myself with people. If you ask anyone who's ever hung out with me, I try not to be in my room at all. I'm always trying to get out, go to a bar, go watch football, go out on an adventure, just see anyone and get out. I try to do it as much as possible. And when I'm in my room, I try to stay busy, work, not let myself be with myself. But the thing is that I was never truly with people. It's kind of cliche, but in a room full of people, I've never felt like I was there, and I never felt like I was in company. And being alone for me is the feeling of being surrounded by people who you know care for you, who you know are there for you, who you know want the best for you, who, as much as they might rib you and give you the amount of rubbish that you're like, oh, you're a lot, who laugh with you and go out with you and celebrate every moment with you. But at the end of the day, you still feel like they're not there. It's when you think that at any moment they could just give up on you and walk away. And being alone for me was not having the belief that people wanted me for me. They didn't want me in their lives because of everything I was, everything I thought was bad about me, all the depression, all the baggage, all the emotional problems I have, all the need and want that a human being has, because that's what we are. We're social creatures. We have needs and we have wants. We have baggage. We have joys, we have flaws, we have positives, and feeling like those aren't worth letting anyone get to know. You select exactly what you let people see. And being alone is knowing that all of that, all the things that is you, are only to you. You are the only person who knows yourself, regardless of how many friends you have. And feeling alone was being trapped by that. And now being open about it, being able to say, listen, I have these flaws, is what not being alone is like. I still deal with I still suffer through the depression. I still have a lot of moments where I'm sad. I still feel like I'm alone in a crowded room. But now I don't feel like I'm locked to myself. I can be open about it. I can say, listen, it's fine to be sad. It's fine that I have these feelings. Because it's me. And I'm slowly getting used to being okay with the fact that if people don't like me, it's okay. I'm here to help whoever I can help, and if I can't help you, or I can't be the person that you want me to be, or you just don't like me, then it's okay. That's your right. But I'm gonna be there for the people who are gonna be there for me, and I'm gonna try and let people in. It was because I felt like I had no friends. I felt like I was the class clown, but that doesn't mean I was liked. I was tolerated and used for enjoyment. I was okay with it. But it didn't make me feel better, and it never did. Henceforth, why I had my emotional breakdown at 23. What I can say is if I could go back to the 13-year-old me and just tell him the one thing that I know I wanted to hear at that age, it was that I love you. I love you for who you are. Like I heard my mom say it, but you know that's like your parents. Unconditional love. I say it a lot. My friends will tell you I say I love you to them every single day. Every time I say goodbye, I say, I love you. Because I didn't feel loved. If you're here and you're alive right now and you're going through something, I love you, face. If you ever meet and, you know, whatever you were going through, it all just built upon to this journey. So give yourself a break. Don't be so hard on yourself for things you couldn't control. Because at the end of the day, there's someone there who loves you and cares for you. And if you don't feel like you have someone, just be, I love your face.